Welcome to Dragon Ball Speak, a show where we summarize and review every episode of Dragon Ball Z, 3 episodes at a time, and we rate them each on a scale of 1 to 7 stars. We're available on Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes. We upload every Monday. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon.
And I'm Wesley.
And this is Dragon Ball Speak, episode 13.
Chicken.
Nice. Alright, so we start with, actually, you know what? I'm going to start with something else.
Okay.
If you had to guess, one out of these 3 episodes are filler, which one would you guess?
Ooh, that's tough. Because I would have probably guessed that all 3 are filler.
Nope. We got plans for departure, nursing wounds, because we did have a lot of plot.
Plans for departure seems important because the ship is necessary. Nursing wounds. But then friends are foes.
Well, I'll reveal it at the end.
I'm going to guess the last one. Only because it was my least favorite. So I have to assume it was filler.
Nice. So yeah, plans for departure.
Episode 37.
The mysterious Yunzabit, the search for God Sama's spaceship.
The first episode post we're done with the fight between Vegeta and Goku, but this is the first one that's like completely away from it.
Right, this is technically the second episode of the Namek saga.
Oh really?
Yep.
Interesting.
And it aired
so
in
they
August
counted the last one
2005.
as that? I guess they are technically deciding that they're gonna go and
I guess, yeah, picking up the pieces, yeah.
Yeah.
So in the ruins of East City, we see the recovery team late into the night extracting. What? It says extracting Nappa's attack ball.
I know, dude.
It's the spaceship, right?
Yeah,
that's not what it's called.
apparently.
Well, anyways,
with terrible voiceover too. I don't know what they were trying to go for with these
the robot voices.
It sounded like Robot Bane or something.
Yeah, really weird.
Oh, the spaceship has to go.
That was perfect. Goku and the others are admitted into Wukong Hospital. That's a fun nod to the Sun Wukong character that Goku's based on.
Yeah, they made a point to like show that. I was like, that's probably something.
Yeah, it's just a little reference.
That's cool.
Goku is screaming like crazy. And Krillin and Gohan are just sitting outside in the waiting room essentially, and they're terrified because Goku's screaming.
And the nurses are like, dude, he's kind of being like a little wuss about this. We're just changing his bandages.
What they don't realize is that he just did Kaioken times 4 and shredded every muscle in his body. But yeah, so they're terrified. They're waiting outside. They're trying to ignore his screams. And when it comes to their treatment, they attempt to escape, but are carried back by Chi-Chi and Master Roshi. Later in the recovery room, Krillin and Gohan are relieved to hear they'll be discharged in a couple days, but Goku's injuries will take months to heal. But Korin says that he's going to grow some senzu beans, going to be ready in like a month. Krillin teases Yajirobe for the way he acted just before Vegeta attacked him.
Thank God.
Everyone laughs at him. Yeah,
Good.
God,
Yeah,
dude.
You deserve it, Yajirobe.
I know. Hopefully, yeah. Bulma joins them with the news that she has figured out how to use the Saiyan remote control unit, but then as they aim it at the TV, because somehow that makes sense.
Well, the radio waves or something. The
Right.
TV waves.
But she somehow blows it up, so that's so yes, it explodes.
Yeah. I wonder if they did that because they truly wanted that ship to explode, or if they needed any reason for Bulma to go find the other ship.
Well, I just think that like plot-wise, the Saiyan ship wouldn't have helped much with it only fitting one person.
Yeah.
Right. So
They could have just said that. They could have just been like, it'd probably be smarter if we found a ship where we could take more than one person, but instead they were like, yeah, let's just point this at the TV and blow it up somehow.
Right. So it does create the conflict of we still don't know how to get dynamic.
Yeah.
And then the increasingly strange Mr. Popo pops up.
Yeah, was this the episode where they had they have a really weird like segment here. It's strange.
Yeah. So
he pops up out of nowhere. He's standing in the window on his little magic carpet behind Bulma. And if they keep showing like other people in the building being freaked out by it, like the people under them kept being like, "Oh, what is that?"
Yeah.
And then Yeah, he just pops up out of nowhere. It was like that one time Corrin popped up.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you even a part of this right now?
Yeah, so he appeared outside the window claiming to know of a spaceship they can use, but he needs someone to come with him to check it out. So since Bulma's the smartest, I suppose, Bulma joins him.
And you get this weird part where they keep zooming in on.
And they
Mr.
zoom in
Popo's
to where
like,
it's only his eyes.
And then Bulma's like,
Yeah.
and they just keep zooming in on their eyes, and then she goes, something about him creeps me out, and it's like, okay, and then they just don't address it, and they end up becoming friends like 5 seconds later.
I know, it's really weird. The character itself, it's one of those characters that you would think like after his introduction they'd be like, let's just maybe
same
leave him
with
at the wayside.
same with Corrin too. Like
they served their purpose. Yeah.
I mean, I get that it's like we have these characters, why not just keep using them? But it is like they're really not necessary right now.
No. Well, Mr. Popo ends up being necessary.
Yeah, because we do learn that he knows Namek.
Right, because we also know that he's of course Kami's attendant, so of course he would hear these stories.
Yeah.
Which is why he knows about this potential spaceship. So him and Bulma go there. And they have this kind of like really actual cool flashback sequence.
Yeah.
Once they actually end up arriving there, where he tells about what Kami knows of his childhood, which is he doesn't have much memory, but all he remembers was growing up there, finding the spaceship, and if he said the word Piccolo, the spaceship would open up.
Which is interesting because we know their relationship.
Right. So his so Kami, we know Kami's not technically his name; it's actually a title, which means God, basically, because he's like the god of Earth. But Piccolo's name, whenever we know that they split apart, so that must be where the name Piccolo came from, basically, which is kind of cool. I think it's interesting. So
cool music here. I wrote down that there's some pretty cool music. It's like
there was a couple times where the soundtrack was kind of sick. Yeah. Again, we're listening to the U.S. broadcast soundtrack. With newfound knowledge that Kami's a Namekian, they're able to surmise that Kami's old house is actually a spaceship by saying the word Piccolo. The floor the structure drops down, and then they go back up. Yeah, I mean, and then Mr. Popo says that he heard the conversation King Kai had with Goku in Bulma's airship, hearing that Kami had been sent to Earth as a youth to escape Namek's climatic disaster. Not climactic, it was climatic disaster, which triggered his memory about the place. Bulma tries to manipulate the control panel. They can't figure it out. She realizes it's voice controlled. Long story short, Mr. Popo knows some Namekian words, I guess, somehow from being with Kami.
Because he needed to.
And it flashes back to the last World Martial Arts Tournament where Piccolo and Kami are fighting. And then,
which we don't really know. Like, this part was weird because like it was showing the Namekian in subtitles, but Piccolo was speaking English.
I think that was how they did it in Dragon Ball. Whenever. Like, they wanted you to still understand what they were saying,
interesting.
But it was supposed to be, like, conveying that it was a different language.
Yeah. And
like, in the manga, it just shows the symbols, and it shows, like, what they're saying in parentheses underneath.
Yeah, that would be, like, what you would think they do. And then it turns out Namekian is basically just, like, phonetic English.
I don't think it's supposed to be. I think that's just how we...
If you say something that sounds mostly similar, it's like, oh, okay.
So Bulma suggests they try to fly to Jupiter, and they do in like 2 seconds. And this really weird part where she's like saying stuff, and it like accidentally mistranslates as Namekian stuff. So a toilet pops up, and
he's like, "Oh, you said toilet," and then that means toilet in Namekian, and it's like,
and then it's bedtime. Yeah, that was really dumb. Really, just a pretty bad episode.
Yeah,
but we do get some really important plot progression because now we got a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So moving on. Let's just move on.
Yep.
I don't really have much more for that
wounds.
one. Oh, I do like that Bulma tries hard in her own way, right? So we have like Goku and the other characters trying really hard and using great effort to overcome the physical problems.
Yeah.
Right? But then Bulma, it shows how smart she is in moments like this where she's like trying to figure out the technology, and she's having similar issues.
Yeah, we sounded pretty negative, or at least I did, but I actually liked this episode more than I didn't, only because, that kind of stuff, and then finding out more about Kame, and then...
There was good parts, and there was good character interactions, but the pacing itself, not great.
No, not at all.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that could have taken less time.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
So, they're just dragging it out a bit. Episode 38 is called Nursing Wounds.
Which starts with them back home, I guess.
Back home.
I thought it was gonna be like a plot point that they were like stuck around Jupiter.
Oh, it said. Oh yeah, no.
And then it starts and Bulma's like already back home working on the ship, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess they just got back to Earth easily, which makes sense, I guess. But
it's called Blast Off for Planet Namek: The Terror Awaiting Gohan and Company.
Perfect.
3rd episode of the Namek Saga. We know that. Yeah, Kami's spaceship is relocated to laboratories of Capsule Corporation, where it's refitted for the long journey ahead. Dr. Brief is impressed that there are technologies beyond his own inventions. But then in the recovery room, God, man, the family enjoys a quiet moment together as Chi-Chi peels an apple for Gohan. Krillin comes in with the news from Bulma that the ship is salvageable, and he starts to nap at Goku's side. Gohan sneaks away, and then Chi-Chi, and he's like, yeah, he's doing some like working out, trying to train up. Chi-Chi finally catches him reading a textbook on the roof, which is upside down, by the way. Did you catch that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Because he was faking it.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I noticed that. And they return. I like that he was working out. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool, like showing that he's very similar to his dad, where he's already ready to get back into the fight.
Exactly, and he knows how important this stuff is. Upon returning, Bulma explains how the ship can make it dynamic in about a couple months. 2 months, I think. Yeah. And then Mr. Popo is not going.
Because he's got to stay and watch
the lookout.
Yeah.
I'm trying to shorthand a lot of these like extra details.
Thank you.
Bulma has to make the journey since she's the only one capable of servicing the craft. And then she turns down Master Roshi's generous offer to spend 2 months with her alone. Lots of creepy Roshi moments. Classic Roshi moments.
Classic Roshi stuff. Going for the booty.
Yeah. Gohan insists on going, so this was cool, to ensure that Piccolo is brought back to life. Chi-Chi strongly objects, but then
yeah, it's cool. There's like
Gohan
a little,
argues with her about it.
Yeah, she's basically saying like she's like sad that her 4 or 5 year old has already grown up, and she's basically saying like you need to be a child, go play, have friends, play baseball. Like you shouldn't be doing this save the world stuff. And he's like, I gotta.
It's too late
cool.
for that stuff. Yeah,
it's basically like
matter.
He grew up. Like
right.
He's an adult now, even though he's 5, but he knows what he's got to do. And then we get a little cut to Goku, who's like happy that his son is.
Yeah, he seems proud about it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Which is again the contrast between Chi-Chi and Goku is
God, Lord
pretty
knows.
stark.
I know. Yeah, she's just an awful mother, dude. Honestly, like they've made her such an awful character in this show.
Is she like this in the manga, or is it?
Yeah, basically in Dragon Ball Z, he turns her into like a nagging wife stereotype. That's just what her character has become right now.
She just seems like she wants to coddle Gohan so much, and it's like, chill.
It's really frustrating.
Like, you know who his dad is. You married and had a child with Goku. You chose that. Like, this is exactly what known. Yeah, this is his life.
Yeah, and she's like, I wish we had a normal family who sat down for dinner. And it's like
you married a freaking Saiyan.
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah, and Goku judges Gohan's punch.
Yeah,
make sure that he's okay, and he thinks he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool. On the day of departure, Bulma, Krillin, Master Roshi are gathered at the Kame house. Bulma's upset.
Before that, though, because we go from the hospital to the Kame house, there's a like narrator.
Yeah, it says they'll meet in 10 days.
I feel like it's the first time we've ever heard like narration mid-episode like that. It like threw me off because I thought the episode was ending. Because usually when you hear the narrator,
say, like 10 days later or something?
He like talks though, but he's like 10 days later they arrive at the Kame house to prepare for their departure.
You may be right.
And I was like, because usually that happens at the end of the episode.
Right, so I was like, oh,
I was like, oh, that's a very short episode.
Yeah.
And then it was not, and I was like, oh, that's an odd. I guess they needed a transition.
Yeah. Yeah, that is strange. Dude, Krillin's style here, he's got that drip, bro.
Dude, he does.
Such a cool outfit. And then Gohan's style.
What'd they do to my boy?
Oh my god, they massacred.
He looks like he's going to like Charlie or Willy Wonka's like chocolate factory, and he's about to like get killed by a goose or something.
It's killed by a goose. Yeah, that happens.
I don't remember what happens. There's something with the goose.
Yeah, dude, he looks so stupid.
He's got that little what are they called? He's got the little strap thing.
Like a sash?
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, most of all, I hate the haircut. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
He had such cool hair right before this.
Yeah, he had the mullet going. You saw it like earlier in the episode, and he's got it like halfway down his back. And it's like,
it's like
sick.
Huge now. But yeah, now he's got a freaking bowl cut
Butchered
for
him.
who knows how long.
Poor guy.
I know. To board the spaceship, or they board the spaceship, and before Krillin and Gohan have a chance to buckle in, yeah, Bulma angrily, I don't get this.
Yeah, I don't
She's
either.
like super grumpy. She angrily takes off, and they're like, whoa. Before long, they're cruising through deep space, and the ship stops vibrating. The Bulma, okay, Bulma excuses herself to change her clothes. Krillin realizes how little he brought to wear, and then Gohan changes into an outfit that mirrors Piccolo's, which I love.
Yeah, this is like my favorite part because Piccolo's like, man, you really respect Piccolo, huh? And he's like, I respect him as much as my dad,
which is so cool because he probably raised him just about as much as his dad did. Characters remaining on Earth look skyward, each wishing the Namek-bound heroes luck in their mission.
Yep.
Anything interesting? Yeah, the only really interesting thing here is Goku testing Gohan's strength and Gohan leaving his room to train are both anime exclusive.
That's cool. And we see Goku training in this episode too, don't we? Like doing the sit-ups.
Mm-hmm. No, that's next episode. And in the manga, it's actually Bulma working on the spaceship, not her dad.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Which I would have. Why would you? It's like that's the kind of thing. It's like why would you change that?
Yeah, especially because they've like Bulma is 100% set up to be like the one that does that kind
she's
of
like
stuff.
the smart ones, and then he asked her a question. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's like,
okay,
well, pick one.
Yeah.
Friends or foes?
Question
Episode
mark?
30. Friends or foes? 39. Which I don't know why it's called this. Oh, I guess I do.
What's the original title?
Friends or foes? Children of the mysterious giant spaceship.
Oh. I'm
So,
very literal.
Same thing, except more detail for some reason.
Kids Next Door.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I got more, it was like Emperor Pilaf's castle, first off, walking through all the booby
maze.
traps.
It was like exactly the same thing.
Exactly the same. And then, what am I thinking? Oh, the crappy episode with Gohan where he, like, finds all those kids.
Oh,
Their designs reminded me of
foster kids.
Yeah.
They were basically just Gohan's face.
I think this is actually
like red tint.
So this is the filler episode.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
And I think this is the start of a 4 or 5 episode mini arc of
yes.
filler, and I think it's like
yes,
like if this is, I'm pretty sure it is. If this is the one, first off, I don't even ever remember seeing this episode. I had no memory of this episode.
Maybe they it was so bad they didn't air it.
Maybe, but I think it's the start of like a mini filler arc that is. Like genuinely like some of the worst,
like worse than what we've been through.
Maybe robot? if I remember it being as bad as it was,
I definitely hate it already. Like I was.
Oh god, yeah, what a snooze fest.
Yeah.
I think Bulma's outfit in the beginning of this is the gray tank and the gray undies is an Alien reference, which is kind of cool because they're like in a spaceship now. You remember the end Alien?
I did write that it's weird that she's like in her underwear like with them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it doesn't matter too much because Krillin's not a kid. He's like a teenager, so
he's Goku's age. He's actually older than Goku.
Okay, so yeah, he's like
a year older than Goku.
It was just strange. Like, why is she in her underwear? I guess they don't. They literally pay no attention to her. So
yeah, they don't. They're not.
But the Alien reference, I could see that. That's pretty cool.
It definitely is. Yeah, and I think the hair is probably not similar. But she got the new hair again. She got like 3 new hairdos in these last few episodes.
Now she would need the curls to get the full Alien get up.
True. Sigourney Weaver style.
Yep.
Bulma tosses the book she's reading onto the cluttered floor. Yeah, she's making a mess. It's kind of weird, gross. 7 uneventful days have passed since leaving Earth, with more than 20 remaining, and she is bored. She wishes she installed hibernation chambers. There's really not a lot of detail to this episode.
The only cool part during the ship stuff is like
the image training
where they're
so they
fighting in space.
They briefly fight each other. Yeah, image training. It's like a telepathical fighting essentially, keeping their skills and reflexes sharp.
And then when they get done, Bulma's like, "Can you guys clean up this mess?"
She complains about the mess, and it's
and
like,
Krillin's like, "We don't eat junk food and we don't drink beer. That's yours." And she's like, "I'm busy," and he's like, "You just said you were bored."
Right.
And I'm like, "Get her."
So this must be Japanese because after all, she says it's messy. After all, a delicate lady such as herself has many important things on her mind to occupy her time, and they're just passengers. And Krillin mutters under his breath that he wishes the lady would wear a little bit more clothes around the ship. Ooh. You hear that? I don't know. That's the Diet Coke coming back up.
It'll get you. So that's like, that must have been something from the Japanese episode?
Yeah, they must have just changed the dub.
Yeah.
It was like similar enough, just complaining about the
trash and stuff.
So here we get a sequence. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Goku's doing sit-ups and Roshi's watching him, and then she's angry. Roshi grabs her booty.
Yeah.
Of course. And then Goku's doctor shows up and tells him to get back in bed.
He's doing sit-ups.
Yep, Chi-Chi worries over Gohan, wondering why she hasn't got any postcards from him.
Because he's in space and they don't have postcard in space.
Did she say that, or is that another mistranslation?
I don't remember her saying that, but
That's
I'm giving my
stupid.
explanation for her wondering why she has not received a postcard.
Worst, man. Just the worst.
I think
As
butchered
Krillin
her
and Gohan
character.
finish filling a trash bag, Bulma asks where they suppose Vegeta went, and remarks about how like the Saiyan home planet has been destroyed.
So he
already.
probably is going back to the broker for Earth, and
Right.
yeah. Then we get some
exactly.
cuts to Vegeta himself, and he just keeps saying, "I'm almost there."
Exactly. Yeah. So we cut to him a couple times, and it's him, still bloody and messed up, and even though I guess at this point it's been a week still.
Yeah.
So.
And then shortly after, their ship, our gang ship, like picks up on like another ship coming, and the way that they cut it seems like it's Vegeta, because
I think they
Vegeta's-
wanted you to think that.
Yeah, which I was like, oh shoot, this is gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing what they do here, and it turns out not to be.
It was not cool.
It turns out to be,
Galaga.
another ship that looks like their ship.
No. First it was the little ships, and they shot at them.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. And then, so yeah, the Galaga scene happens where they
Mhm.
just shoot at these weird-looking ships. They look like little slugs, and then they win. Our team wins, and then another ship that looks exactly like theirs comes out of nowhere and like hits them.
They run into a giant mirror-plated spaceship.
Okay.
It was a mirror reflection.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then they like.
Then there's like a
it
weird
sucked them in.
animation on. One more time for me. Okay, yeah.
And weird animation. What?
And then the screen's like cut over on the right side, and it's like.
Yeah, that was the mirror reflection.
I did not pick up on the mirror at all. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
I was like, is this like supposed to be like Interstellar or something? What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm definitely missed a mirror, I guess.
It was pretty obvious, but
yeah.
No, it's
I
okay,
was snoozing this episode.
Yeah. I don't freaking blame you. Krillin worries what. Dude, they must have really took some liberties with this dub for these episodes. Krillin worries what outer space's first impressions of humankind will be. We definitely didn't get that.
No.
As the trio walk, there's gun traps, and there's corrosive acid, and then there's
The stakes.
and they escape with a Kamehameha.
They barely made it. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're feeling unwelcome. They've been going in circles. He notices a door on the ceiling, but then it doesn't actually end up being a door.
It opens another
It
door.
opens another secret door when you pull on the handle of the door on the ceiling.
Why?
You can't make this stuff up.
It doesn't even. It's so. This is dumb. Like,
Yeah. Oh, it's just straight up dumb.
I hated this episode more than I thought.
How much time can we waste for the viewers?
They smell food, I think.
Yeah, they smell food.
They follow it and they see food on a table.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my, it's a trap.
It was another trap.
Who would have thunk?
They escape the giant iron thing that
Except
covers the
Bulma.
table.
Bulma gets
Except
trapped, which is
Bulma.
funny because she freaks out. She's like, "Get me out of here!" And Krillin's like, "You got to be faster." It's like, thanks, dude.
Yeah. She's pulled up through a hole in the top by a grappling hook at arm.
Yeah.
And
It's the green aliens from Toy Story.
kind of. Yeah, exactly. The claw. And she's looking. She's got two guns in her face. The panels open up around the room, and hundreds of children each brandishing automatic weapons that are clearly American-made machine
just
guns,
like MP5s
Yeah.
from Call of Duty with like a silencer on the end. It's dude.
Yeah, and they decide to give up because they don't want Bulma to get shot.
Yeah.
If there's anything interesting.
I hated this episode more than I realized.
Yeah, dude.
Talking about it.
Yeah, so this is where the filler begins.
Sick. I love that.
They do image train in the manga, but yeah, this whole mirror spaceship bullcrap is, and you can tell it too because it is really, really poorly animated.
It's just like
the characters don't even look right.
Yeah, and they had it's like they had 5 screens and they're like, we're gonna have to use these as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. So they must be airing the complete uncut versions of this because it's only in the original Japanese version that you can see Bulma drinking beer in the beginning.
Oh, cool. So we're watching okay, cool. I did think it was weird that she was drinking beer.
Yeah.
She's just cracking open a cold one.
Just cause, yeah. And then it says here, Gohan, Bulma, and Krillin's exploration of the mirror ship is reminiscent of Goku, Bulma, and Krillin's exploration of the pirate cave, which was Red Ribbon Army arc. When they, I think it was General Blue. Anyways, let's just,
Let's review.
We got a couple minutes left. So, yeah, go ahead. 37, what you think?
That was,
Plans for departure.
I'm going to give that one a 3 out of 7. I'm basically ignoring my scores because talking about them made me realize
It's supposed to be your immediate score.
I originally gave the first one a 4. Well, actually, you know what? I'll still vouch for a 4 because it has some moments that I do like. I mostly gave it a 4 because I really like the music. And it was not filler like the last one. The problem is like when I have an episode like this and then we finish with an episode like Friends or Foes, I'm like, well, wait a second.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, I'll stick with the 4. It was fine. 4 is like my base level episode. Like if it succeeds in being an episode,
that's better than average is 4. Because 3.5 would be average.
Yeah, but we don't really do halves, so I just round up to the 4.
That was a below average episode. That is a 3.
That's fair. I won't argue with that.
So Nursing Wounds.
Nursing Runes, I gave it 3.
Nursing Runes.
Runes.
I
Nursing
gave it a
RuneScape.
3. Yeah. I gave it a 3. Level 99, Flying to Space.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3 out of 7 also. It's below average. It was fine. Like there's good parts and there is plot progression, but the episode is not anything special.
No, not at all.
And then 39, Friends or Foes.
What'd you give it?
1.
Really?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I gave it a 2, but I know
Sucks.
I just have had such a hard time giving out the 1, but this was a 1 episode for
I feel like
sure.
this is as worse as I hope as bad as it gets.
I think I enjoyed Strangest Robot more because I actually don't know why, but
because there was actual like
Gohan learned something.
You could call it purpose to that episode,
Yeah.
if you could even say that.
This was just straight up garbage, and the kid is. It doesn't even make sense. Like this doesn't make sense.
I'm pretty sure these next 3 episodes are gonna be really bad.
Dude, let's just kill it.
And then hopefully we get past it by the next episode.
And then we fight. Who's the next bad guy?
Actually, it is Bulma.
Oh, she did have her new outfit has some Vegeta vibes to it. She's got the little shoulder pads going off. I was like,
and she was making very angry faces.
oh my gosh, is she a Super Saiyan, dude?
I guess we'll have to find out.
Dragon Ball Z's best kept secret. Who would have thunk?
She is she's the villain in episode 293.
That's gonna be after Dragon Ball Super comes Dragon Ball Bulma, and it's like finally the turn that we've been building towards.
About time, dude.
She's really Walter White. She's the Walter White of anime.
She is the danger.
Yeah,
she is the one who knocks. Well, that was episode 13. Kind of unfortunately of Dragon Ball Speak. We got a little bit of filler to get through, folks, but all the better. That makes the funniest probably episodes of our show. So
hopefully.
What happens next time? Does Bulma become the one true ultimate villain Super Saiyan of Dragon Ball Z? Find out next time on episode 14 of Dragon Ball Speak.